Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today it's going to be a postpartum 101. It's stuff that people barely talk about during your fourth trimester. I am a person experiencing this right now because I just had my fourth baby 4 weeks ago. So I'm still fresh into it. I can still give some advice, and being my fourth pregnancy, I've had some experience, as they would say in the hospital. I am kind of a professional now. They told me that leaving the hospital the other day. I was like, really? But yeah, I guess having 4 kids is being cast as a professional. So I won't call it a professional, it's just a little joke. But I have some tips and little advice to give moms, especially if you're a new mom or you're pregnant right now with your first child or you never experienced anything like this. Be prepared, because there's a lot of things that you won't be able to cope with, and a lot of times, a lot of people cope with it because it's natural and there's nothing you can do about it, but a lot of times you're not aware of it. So I'm just making you guys aware of this right now before it happens, and yeah, so we can tackle and deal with it before any shocks happen and any heart attacks and things like that. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, so after birth, you will experience a lot of pains, contractions, your uterus is contracting back. After delivering a placenta anyways, you would definitely have some natural contractions. Mine lasted for about 2 weeks and they were very strong for some reason. And they told me the reason why it is so much stronger this time around is because this is my fourth child, and the more kids you have, the stronger your afterbirth pains are, which I wasn't aware of, but now I'm aware of that. So I'm letting you guys know that too, that the more kids you have, the more afterbirth pains you're going to experience. And mine was very, very bad because I had it in my back, and I was like, why am I getting it in my back? Like, this is not labor pain. Why am I getting it in my back right now? And I was completely shocked. I was uncomfortable. A lot of times I would sit down and I'll be resting, but I'll still get these little niggling pains here and there. With my second pregnancy, after giving birth, in 30 minutes of reaching hospital and getting checked and everything, similar to my last pregnancy, I developed tailbone pains. So that's something else to look forward to, or look out for, to be aware of, is you might get tailbone pains or pains in your back, like lower back, and it's hard to sit down and be comfortable. It definitely happens if you give birth quickly and your body didn't have time to really, relax and stuff like that. So everything just comes out really, really fast. So you kind of like put pressure on your body as well. So you need to rest a lot during these times. And the afterbirth pains, you can definitely take ibuprofen or paracetamol, which will definitely help with any little aches and pains that you're experiencing. So make sure you eat before you take these painkillers, because if you're going to breastfeed, you can't breastfeed and be taking these painkillers with no food in your tummy at all. All right. Other afterbirth problems that you might have, as I was saying, is injuries such from like C-sections. You might not be able to walk, you might have epidural, you might not be able to do anything for yourself. So be aware of that, because a lot of times you will be, for probably about a week or two, you won't be able to wash yourself properly, you won't be able to do anything for yourself. So be aware. A lot of people like to bathe every day and wash and keep sanitized, but there's other ways to stay sanitized when you are after you have a child and you can't literally get into the bath. So please look up on those things and ask questions from your midwife, your doctor, whoever, if you have any C-sections, epidurals, or any kind of surgery, like say for instance that you have a 4th degree or 3rd degree tear and you need help and anything after birth. Make sure people visit you and help you out on these difficult times. The next one is, if you're going to breastfeed, you're going to definitely get sore breasts, and before they get sore, they're going to get really, really full and engorged. So this might be different for everybody though. Everybody milk doesn't come in at the same time. Some people milk take 2 days, 3 days. Some people milk take longer to come in, and it's just different. It depends if the baby latches on, it depends if the baby is stimulating the breast. So you know, you need to get all your breastfeeding facts right, because you don't have engorged breasts. It can lead to so many worse things, such as mastitis, I think it's called, like infection and stuff like that. So make sure you get your breast pumped, or you know, naturally pumped by massaging it, and making the baby latch on. Even if it's painful, you get through it. The first 2 weeks of breastfeeding is the hardest. Once you pass the first 2 weeks or first week, you'll be fine. And also get some nipple cream and things like that, or nipple shield. That will definitely help you if you find it difficult to breastfeed. Or you can just pump it out and then, you know, bottle feed it to the baby if you can't deal with the sore nipples and stuff. But your breast will definitely get full and engorged, because you know, your body knows that you just had a baby and it's naturally going to produce milk. So apart from that, you know, you have to look out for bleeding. Bleeding is natural after giving birth. It's essential. It happens immediately after you give birth. You're going to start losing blood. Some people lose a lot of blood after birth, because if you have low iron, which is something that they normally check up on when you are pregnant, low iron and vitamin D is very, very common these days, and a lot of people will lose a lot of blood because of that after you give birth. So be aware of that, guys, because it happens to me. So they'll try and prevent you from losing too much blood after you have a baby, and then they'll tell you to either switch up your diet. They'll tell you to take iron tablets or something if they think that your iron is low. And also you have bleeding, which is natural, which is going to probably last 2-3 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks, sometimes longer. Everybody's body is different. Every woman's body is different, so everyone's going to do things differently when you give birth. And I think this is very, very natural, and very, very, you know, something that everybody needs to think about, because a lot of women saying, oh, mine lasted this long, or mine lasted that long, and it's like, we're all different. Our bodies naturally do things differently, you know what I'm saying? So we're all going to have different bleeding, and the duration of the bleeding is going to be different. Sorry about the background noise. I've got 4 boys, so they always are running around. Apart from the bleeding, which is going to last for a while, depending how, you know, your body, you know, goes back to normal and readjust, you're gonna have lochia or lochia, I'm not sure how they call it, which is like the remaining or the ending of it, which sometimes can be smelly, and a lot of women don't realize that. I've experienced something similar, but it's not really smelly because it wasn't infection or anything. But that was with my, what pregnancy was that? I don't remember what pregnancy that was. But I've known women that had you know, like when the placenta's coming out, or if they pull the placenta too hard, different things can happen. You can get a blood clot in there, something stays up in there, and it can cause an infection. Lochia sometimes is different to that, because some things, you know, can be a bit smelly, but like, what is this smell? Something smell like it's dead. What is this rank smell? So even though you bathed, even though you sanitize, you do everything, you still have this little smell. And that is just your body, you know, getting rid of any old blood, bad blood, you know, anything that needs to get rid of needs to come out. And after a while, your body will definitely readjust. Remember, your hormones is all over the place, ladies, and it's going to take a while for everything to readjust. It took you 9-10 months for your body to reach this stage, and then the 4th trimester is just that, you know, things are still happening. Your hormones are still over the place, your body is still readjusting, and you know, you don't have time to rest sometimes because you're breastfeeding or you're looking after a baby, which is like a full-time job anyways. So we have to be mindful that it's not easy, and what we expect and not expect, like expectations can drive us crazy. So please be mindful that these things doesn't mean that you're dying or something's wrong with you. It's just that sometimes, you know, some women smell, some women don't. Sometimes it's not only lochia. Sometimes you have hormonal imbalance. I was trying to say just now. Hormone imbalance is like, for instance, is when you are having you know, body odor issues. Sometimes after birth you start smelling differently. You maybe never smelled before, now you're smelling in your armpit area. You know, you might have teeth problems during your pregnancy, because that's normal as well for your teeth to mess up. So you know, your body's all over the place. You might still feel like you want to cry sometimes. You know, you just miss the, you know, I don't know, you just miss something, and then you like, okay, I have a baby right here, why am I missing, what's wrong with me? So that can cause a lot of different problems because your hormones is all over the place, which can also lead to postpartum depression, because you are always on the go, you're busy, you don't have time for yourself, you're rushing around, you're not resting enough, you're not sleeping enough, do you know what I mean? And you don't have any me time. So this can cause you to feel like, oh my god, what is life? What is my life? But it doesn't last forever, ladies. I'm telling you now, it doesn't last forever. These feelings will go away, and if it doesn't go away, if it gets worse, please consult somebody, family member or a doctor, whoever you feel comfortable talking to, because postpartum depression is something very serious, and it's something that everybody should talk about. I think that women feel that they can't talk about it because, oh, I don't want to let people know that I'm depressed, but it's something very, 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 very important. I've heard of women that want to commit suicide, or they want to hurt their babies. So please talk about it, please. If you feel any way that you don't feel like living anymore after you're having a baby, it's something very serious, and you need to get some advice and some help or something. And yeah, you'll be all right eventually. But it's just your hormones in your body trying to readjust, and you have all sort of different things going on in your head because you're sleep deprived, which is another thing that I wanted to talk about. You're going to be sleep deprived because this is going to be a full-time job, as I said earlier. This is going to be, especially if this is going to be your first child, you're not used to having a baby, or if this is going to be your fourth, fifth, seventh, you know, whichever amount, the more kids you have, the more sleep deprived you're going to be. Let me tell you, I'm experiencing that. I get 4 hours of sleep, if anything, a night right now, because I'm breastfeeding constantly. My babies wake up at 7 every day. Then I have to get my son off to high school by 8:30, 8:15, 8:30 in the morning. So I'm up all day. If I can get a little nap in the daytime when a baby's sleeping, or my youngest is having a nap too, then we all take a nap together. But other than that, you're going to be sleep deprived. You might have insomnia, you might be wanting to drink a lot of coffee, but if you're breastfeeding, please be mindful that coffee doesn't really work well with breastfeeding, because the baby might be more awake. So if the baby's more awake, you ain't going to get no sleep, do you know what I mean? So both of you are going to be up looking at each other like, okay, when are you going to sleep now, baby? But you can always try chamomile teas. There's different teas and stuff that you can do. I'm going to talk about that in the next video. But please be mindful of all these little things that's going to happen to you, because it will happen. And what happened to me twice in each of my pregnancies, first pregnancy and my fourth pregnancy, the other day I was experiencing a lot of night sweats. I know that it was a bit warm in London, but night sweats is something that was shocking me. I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, I'll wake up drenched in sweat, my whole body is wet from head to toe under the duvet, and I'm like, is it because I'm under this duvet? I'm barely under the duvet. What's going on? I know my body's all over the place. So I said it to my midwife, and she was like, sometimes you know, if it gets worse, you know, they'll let me know if anything's going on. I'll get checked. But it didn't last forever. It lasted for about a week and a half, and I was back to normal. But I was like, no, am I going through menopause? What's going on? Night sweats is not something nice, so please be mindful of that. You might get some night sweats too. Yeah, so I think that's a lot of things that I wanted to talk about mostly. And lastly, one of the things that a lot of women experience is baby blues, or you miss your baby bump. You be like, oh, I miss my baby bump, but you have right now you have all this little loose skin, loose tummy, and you just miss having that baby in there, that little bond you had in your tummy. But you also have a baby in your arms right now, which you can look at and also love. But you still get like baby blues. You probably still feel a bit cryish and emotional, and it's normal. But yeah, some women do miss their baby bump, and they do miss being pregnant, and they do forget about the labor and birth pains. But I'm still fresh into it. I'm only 4 weeks postpartum, so I'm still, you know, I still remember this pain very, very well. So I'm never thinking about having another kid, because this is probably my last anyway. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Please comment below. If you've experienced anything like this, please let me know. Please like, comment and subscribe. Yeah, all of that, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye guys. Thank you for watching.